Some final notes about type. This time I want to type within a paragraph, so I want to hit the letter T to get to the type tool and then click on the artboard and drag out a paragraph. Now I can go ahead and type something or just copy and paste a lorem ipsum. So let me go online. I've already opened a lorem ipsum site, so let me go ahead and copy one paragraph and come here and paste it in. Alright, now let me show you the changes you can make. I'm sure this is very easy, perhaps you've done it before, terms you're probably accustomed to, but I'll cover them again in this tutorial. So when you see this plus sign in red on the right, it means that the text is bigger than the paragraph. What you can do is deselect your work, okay, and then take the direct selection tool. And if you want, go to outline mode, or I call it preview mode, but you can call it outline mode as well, Command Y. And it will allow you to show the base of your type section, your type rectangle. What you can do is just click once on the bottom, just like that, and it will show you the white vector points, the empty vector points. This will allow you to drag your paragraph open. So drag it down. Okay, now my hand might be moving, might be shaking, so I might end up with an error. I might end up with a parallelogram instead. For this not to happen, you can hold the shift key. So you see my hand is shaking, but if I hold the shift key, it's going to straighten my paragraph for me. There you go. So that's it. So now that little plus sign in red that was here on the right disappeared. Now, let me go back to normal view by hitting Command Y, and I realize that this text is too big and there isn't enough leading. Leading means the space between each line. I can control that right here in the character panel. So you see this second option. If I hover over it, it says set the leading. I can go ahead and click on this arrow, this upward arrow, until I find the leading that I want. But obviously, the more I add leading, my spaces are going to add between each line, and then I will get this plus sign again, which says your text hasn't fit within the space. Now, let me make a decision first. Is this text too big for me? Is it okay? I think it's a bit too big, so I want to put it down to 6 points from here. And this is something I prefer. Now, this is done. The next thing I want to do is set the leading, because I still think the lines are too close to one another. So let me add some leading right here. Okay, this is much nicer. Perhaps I want to change this black to gray. So I'll select my gray from here. You see what happened? I made a mistake. I didn't notice that my stroke was in the foreground and my fill is in the background. So what it did is it added some gray stroke for me on my font. I don't want this to happen. So what I can do is just remove the stroke and then hit X so that my fill color comes to the foreground. And then I can go ahead and select gray. So now I change the black to gray. Another thing I can do is, we mentioned this in the previous tutorial, maybe I want some space between each letter, and that's called tracking. So I can go ahead and do that from here. So you can use the arrow or you can choose one of the options. Now, you don't want to add a very big number, because in the rules of typography it becomes wrong. This is too much space between each letter, so let's avoid that. In fact, I don't need any tracking in this case at all, so I want to set it back to 0 and hit enter. What if I have a word that has like a little, let me show you here, I'll make something up. For example, I'll start the paragraph by typing 4th of July, full stop. Okay, I want this TH to be small and a bit upwards. So how do I do that? I have that option here within the character panel, just take the type tool and then select the TH and go to this section right here where it says set the baseline shift. This will allow you to select whatever letter you want and then add some baseline from the bottom or the top. So in this case, I want to put this TH upward. I also want to make it smaller, so I'll choose a 4-point size font. So now it looks like a normal fourth for the word 4th of July. Obviously, using software like Word, for example, does this for us automatically, but Illustrator is a graphic software and it doesn't think about type editing and processing. So if necessary, we have to do it manually. Okay, so 4th of July, and I would also like to show you how to scale horizontally, but it's not something I recommend, but I'll show you anyway. So select your paragraph and then where it says horizontal scale, it means stretch the letter horizontally. If I click and then choose, let's say 175, you will see that each letter became 175%, actually 75% wider than it used to be. This is in the rules of typography. This is very wrong and ugly, so I don't recommend it, but I'm showing you because sometimes you need this for certain purposes outside of typing a normal nice paragraph, something like if you're working on a logo or you want to do something specific, then you can use this. Likewise, if I want to apply a vertical scale, I can do that by going to this option right here where it says vertical scale, select the paragraph and then select a value like 200%. Obviously, you see what happened, you know, the words are scaled vertically. It's not really recommended. Typographically, it's not right. You may need this for certain purposes, but I would really avoid it when I'm typing a nice paragraph. Now, I also wanted to show you justification. So currently my paragraph is aligned on the left. I can also have it aligned on the right. So select your paragraph and go to this panel at the top where it says, you know, paragraph, and then select align right or align center. It depends on what you want. I usually work with align left. Now let me show you one other thing before ending this tutorial. Obviously we mentioned how we can manipulate the shape of this paragraph using the direct selection tool. I want to select it one more time and go to outline mode or preview mode, sometimes I call it. So hit Command Y, and I want to perhaps draw a shape, maybe a triangular shape. So I'll hover over this edge, select that lower right vector point and bring it to the left, and then I will take this left vector point and bring it to the right. Obviously, you know, let me go back to the normal mode. Obviously this is sort of odd and I can't really read, but you don't know how you might need this. Sometimes you're typing something and it needs to wrap around a certain image. There's something next to it that, you know, or you're designing something specific. To basically restrict your paragraph within a shape, to put a paragraph within a shape, this is how you can manipulate that, just by hovering over the edge of the paragraph while you're on outline mode, and then using the direct selection tool, obviously, to you know, create the shape that you wish, and then place your paragraph within that.